Welcome, pilots! We're in the final stretch towards a full release in 2023. I'm Eric, your community ambassador, and this video is covering the first of 3 major updates to Everspace 2 happening this year. Our focus for this spring has been overhauling foundational systems and game balance, as well as the addition of the final playable ship class. The summer and fall updates will provide more content, including a new star system, enemies, main missions, side missions, in-game challenges, quality of life improvements, and much more. We want as many international pilots as possible to enjoy Everspace 2 at full capacity, even during early access. So with this spring update, we're rolling out UI and subtitle localization for the following languages: German, French, Italian, Spanish, Brazilian Portuguese, Polish, Czech, Simplified and Traditional Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. Please note that translation is still work in progress. If you see anything that seems off, we encourage heading over to Crowdin to provide suggestions as we continue to work on bringing the languages to one-to-one parity with the English version for full release. A link to help out on this front can be found in the description below. Everspace 2 is receiving a gameplay overhaul to several of its foundational systems. Crafting now has a dedicated tab in the menu. Items formerly known as tech resources are now components and live in a dedicated inventory in the crafting menu, next to ores and crystals. If you're short a few parts for a crucial upgrade, components can now be crafted on the fly. Second, blueprint acquisition has been significantly streamlined, now requiring the sought-after item to be dismantled 3 times. Additionally, enemies now have a small chance to drop blueprints outright. And finally, for those seeking to optimize their favorite equipment, catalysts have been added for item customization. Once crafted, these can be used to assign an item prefix onto an existing piece of gear, allowing you to squeeze every last drop of performance from your arsenal. Catalysts don't have to be used immediately either, as we've also made sure that you can store them for when needs arise. More catalyst variations will be added in future updates. Resources now generate in specific regions across the game. Early systems like Cedo are brimming with iron and aethium crystal, while rarer ores can be discovered further afield. Mineable resources are now visually identifiable from afar, and once a specific perk has been invested, resources are cataloged regarding their yield quantity, making them easy for the player to seek out directly from the map. Resource nodes drop the respective ore or crystal when struck, and each one has a small chance to provide a more valuable variant, like pure iron or flawless aethium. Weapon-specific item modifiers have been added to affect mining yield and increase resource rarity, to let players choose if they want better mining capabilities. Device progression has been fundamentally changed. Upon acquiring a device, players may level them up to 4 times, improving the duration or strength of device effects, increasing the number of charges, and lowering cooldown timers. Mastering a device unlocks 3 unique modes to choose from, so players can match them to their playstyle. Choose device upgrades carefully, however. If you want to remove the levels you've applied, maybe you want to put upgrades on a different device, for example, you'll have to spend crafting ingredients to peel them off. The final ship class is primed and polished for agile action, introducing the Stinger-class light fighter. The Stinger is a device master, so it intrinsically gains a virtual level to all devices equipped to it. Upon using a device, a 3rd hardpoint is activated to increase damage and proc chances for a short duration. This effect can be maintained by chaining devices together. The Stinger's ult, Void Swarm, sends thousands of frenzied microbots that quickly reduce the opposing ships to nothing. This controlled nanotechnology returns to the Stinger to restore its own hull and armor, based on the amount of damage dealt, which, usually, is a lot. Many systems, like experience distribution and item energy management, have had additional tuning and balancing at the foundational level to promote greater decision-making. Player ships have been adjusted to better reflect their class-specific features. If the progression still seems to be unforgiving, or perhaps too easy, our first iteration of a difficulty selector is now available. The summer update will unveil several new factions, but we've extended the current mission chain so players can get a first taste as to what the Okar Prime and their unique combat abilities are all about. It's been a busy last few months getting this update out the door, as well as preparing a new system to be released in the Drake Gang Wars update this summer. And also, while a native Linux build of the game will be available at full release, optimizations have been made to the Windows version to ensure a decent experience on the Steam Deck. A link to the full patch notes can be found in the description. This has been Eric. You have been awesome for watching to the very end. And hey, follow our socials and wishlist us on Steam to never miss content updates, live streams, and monthly recaps for all things Everspace 2. Toodles!